Sexy, what's good? Welcome back to another video. We're here with Resident Evil, like a recap of everything. As y'all know, Resident Evil 9 is coming out in a week, and this is a game like series that I've wanted to know about like for a while. I've played 7 in its entirety, and I played some of 8, but I never really knew like what was going on. And with 9 coming out, I really want to play it for you guys. I know you guys want me to play it too, and I want to know what's going on. So here's a video about like the Resident Evil lore and like everything. So let's do it.
The 9th entry in the mainline Resident Evil series is fast approaching. But if you're looking to jump in for the first time, you might be left wondering what the hell is going on.
Alright, let's see. I know some character names.
Here is a
and
very
that's about
condensed synopsis of the main Resident Evil story and everything you need to know leading into Resident Evil Requiem. Warning, the following contains spoilers.
Ah, fuck it. Y'all see your spoiler warning. I don't really care.
Resident Evil 0.
July 23rd, 1998. Raccoon City Police Star's
1998?
Bravo team is dispatched to investigate murders in the Arclay Mountains, but crashes before they can reach.
1998. So this
Survivor
came out
Rebecca
on
Chambers makes her way towards a
Resident Evil 0. What would this come out on? 1998. What were the systems back then? Don't y'all dare say. Don't even try to say like, "Screw you shouldn't." No, don't cut it out. I don't know. Sega PS1 1998. Really?
spooky looking mansion nearby to find the rest of Bravo team. Before she can
Fully
arrive,
chill, bro.
Rebecca, along with her newly acquired convict companion Billy Cohen, arrive at an abandoned training facility, discovering that its former director, Dr. James Marcus, along with former partner Oswald E. Spencer, was responsible for a new biological weapon dubbed the T-Virus, a deadly infection that turns humans into zombies and other monstrosities.
Oh, so that's how we get the zombies or whatever we're calling them in Resident Evil from the T-Virus.
STAR's Alpha team is dispatched to find out what happened to Bravo team. The search leads STAR's members Jill Valentine, Chris Redfield, Barry Burton, and team leader Albert Wesker to the Spencer Mansion. The gang splits up and discovers the horrible fates of fallen STAR's members due to the T-Virus outbreak, and Chris finds Bravo team member Rebecca Chambers still alive.
You.
Chris Redfield, Alpha Team. We're here to rescue you.
Jill and Chris eventually discover that the Umbrella Corporation, a pharmaceutical company with shady business practices, was behind illegal experiments that resulted in the horrors roaming the mansion's halls.
This one actually seems like a good one. Which one did they say this was?
Eventually, once they reach the sinister laboratory, our survivors discover that Wesker, their team leader, is actually a traitor and works for Umbrella in some capacity.
Oh,
Wesker
wow.
infects himself with a strain of the T-Virus for some elaborate plan that involves releasing a new superweapon, the Tyrant, that swiftly kills him.
Of course.
After managing to defeat the monster, the remaining STARS team escape the facility. Our survivors
Explosion look
return to
nasty.
Raccoon City and begin to learn that the corruption runs deep. They decide to go rogue and investigate a grand corporate conspiracy. Chris heads off to Europe solo, and Jill stays in the city to learn more about Umbrella.
All right. Cool. And also on
In
top of
September
this,
1998,
I've played some of the remakes, like I think 2 and 3. But like when I say some, bro, I mean like some, like barely anything. But
Raccoon
yeah.
City became overrun with zombies. Umbrella sees this outbreak as an opportunity to test its latest bioweapon, sending down the experimental Nemesis, a hulking beast with a rocket launcher that's tasked only with the death of all STARS members.
Oh, okay.
Rocket launcher? Really?
While Jill desperately tries to escape the outbreak with Nemesis hot on her heels, rookie RPD officer Leon S. Kennedy and
There
Chris
he is,
Redfield's
Leon,
younger sister
yeah.
Claire Redfield both arrive in Raccoon City at the worst possible time.
Wait, I'm sorry. I was talking. Who did he say Claire was to him? His
And
assistant?
Chris Redfield's younger sister Claire Redfield both arrive in Raccoon
Oh,
City
that.
at the
Oh,
worst.
okay. See, Chris was the one that was in the Resident Evil 1 that was in the mansion with. Was it Jill? So that's his younger sister. Okay, I'm trying to get locked into like the family tree and stuff too.
Possible time.
Okay, got it. I'm locked. Low key, what would help me be more locked? Captions, bro. You know how I feel about them captions.
After being separated following a car accident, Leon and Claire agree to meet up at the nearby police department. Unfortunately, the building is also infested with zombies.
Ugh.
On her quest
Okay,
to find her
bubblegum.
brother Chris, Claire runs into Sherry Birkin, a young girl being pursued by a monstrous weirdo who turns out to not only be her dad, but also Umbrella's leading scientist William Birkin.
You gotta be kidding me.
That seems like a
out
running
Billy B had
thing
planned to
for
betray
like
Umbrella
the
and
Umbrella people. It's like they always get infected by their own stuff or killed by their own stuff.
William Birkin.
You gotta be kidding me.
Turns out Billy B had planned to betray Umbrella and sell his newly developed G-Virus, but before he had the chance, he was gunned down by Umbrella. Before dying, William managed to infect himself with the G-Virus, allowing it to spread into Raccoon City through the water system, creating the enormous mess all our characters are now dealing with. Nice one, Willie.
Wow.
Meanwhile, Leon runs into Ada Wong, an FBI agent who's seeking the G-Virus for herself to prove Umbrella's corruption. They decide to form an alliance, for now.
Thank you.
Yeah, it seems like they want the same thing.
Leon and Ada run into Birkin's wife Annette, who is not a big fan of the pair.
You'll never get the G-Virus!
Leon and Ada follow her to a secret Umbrella underground facility called Nest in pursuit of the G-Virus sample.
I wonder where the G-Virus is.
Claire also arrives at Nest in search of a
What happened to
vaccine
Claire?
for a now infected Sherry. Leon
Oh, I'm
manages
sorry,
to
that's
obtain
Sherry.
the G-Virus sample, but runs into William, who, in his freakish form, mortally wounds his wife. Annette reveals to Leon that Ada is not what she seems, and is actually a mercenary who's looking to sell the G-Virus to the highest bidder.
Oh my
She's gonna
gosh.
sell it.
Ada demands the G-Virus, but before Leon can hand it over, Annette manages to shoot Ada, who then falls to her death, dropping the G-Virus sample in the process. Claire finds
No,
the
she's
vaccine
a
and
baddie.
gives it to Annette to cure her daughter, while she tangles with an out-of-control William. Sherry is cured, but Annette eventually dies of her injuries. The facility is set to self-destruct, and Claire, Sherry, and Leon board a train to escape.
Was that train just conveniently there or like what?
With Nest destroyed, the crew finally manages to escape the nightmare, and on the outskirts of Raccoon City, vow to continue their fight against Umbrella.
So, is it over?
I don't know. But if it's not, we'll stop it. Whatever it takes.
Yeah, you damn right we will.
So is the little girl is vowing to destroy that too? Like she's just part of it? Okay.
While Jill, Leon, and Claire are dealing with their own issues amidst a zombie outbreak, 8 other Raccoon City residents are also in a desperate fight for survival. Most notably, local journalist Alyssa Ashcroft, an investigative reporter trying to spotlight Umbrella's evil ways. Alyssa manages to escape Raccoon City before its government-issued annihilation, carrying information that could expose Umbrella once and for all.
Resident Evil 3.
Elsewhere in Raccoon City, Jill Valentine is infected with the T-Virus. Fortunately,
Oh,
Carlos
what?
Oliveira, a merc who, despite being hired by Umbrella, is on the scene to not only cure Jill, but also help her find an important vaccine.
Hey, if he was hired by Umbrella, why is he helping them? I know they just said despite being hired by Umbrella, but
Better work.
At this point, our heroes discover the unfortunate news that the US government plans to wipe out Raccoon City with a missile strike, hoping to eradicate the infection. Carlos and Jill head to another underground lab, this time creatively called Nest 2. Unfortunately,
love their
Nemesis
underground
is still
labs.
alive and very much in pursuit. Jill and Carlos manage to take out the abomination once and for all, and with the vaccine sample in hand, escape the city before the missile strike. Unfortunately, Nikolai, Carlos's former colleague slash secret operative, is waiting and manages to destroy the vaccine vial. Jill and Carlos take down Nikolai,
okay.
leaving him for dead, and
so he probably just had like a change of heart or something like that. But his higher up, this guy, he's brainwashed or whatever. So he just, he doesn't give a fuck. He's still all about Raccoon. Not Raccoon. Is that what it's called? Raccoon? Oh, Umbrella.
escape just before the missile arrives to completely floor Raccoon City for good.
All right, I'm a little bit locked in. Also, in the comments, if I missed anything, do not hesitate to let me know, bro.
3 months after escaping from Raccoon City, Claire Redfield, in search of her brother Chris, attempts to raid a European Umbrella facility before being captured. Claire is taken to an island prison commanded by Alfred Ashford, the governor of Rockfort Island. An outbreak occurs, of course, and after being freed, Claire gets to work looking for Chris and escaping the island. There's no sign of Chris, so after much trouble, Claire escapes on a plane. Ashford, who it turns out has a split personality disorder and often believes himself to be his twin sister Alexia, takes control of the plane remotely and crashes it into another Umbrella facility.
That's actually kind of cool for a villain.
It's also worth noting that during the crash, Claire spends a period unconscious here, during which she has a dream that turns out to be the plot of Resident Evil Survivor 2. Weird. Alfred, believing Claire to be a spy, also escapes Rockfort in a quest for revenge, and after he's fatally wounded, frees his actual sister Alexia, the person he previously believed or wished himself to be, who was cryogenically frozen and riddled with a new virus called T. Veronica. Meanwhile, back on
Veronica?
Rockfort Island, wouldn't you know it, Chris has shown up looking for Claire. Instead, he runs into his old pal/mortal enemy, Albert Wesker.
Long time.
Bro, see, and this is what I'm saying. Y'all gotta keep me locked in the comments because there's so many names and stuff, and like I feel like I'm somewhat locked, but like the more we go into this story, the more I'm gonna become like just a little bit confused, bro. I can tell. So there's like this name, that name. It's like, oh, wait a minute, who's this again, and who's? Yeah, it's a lot.
Wesker?
Who's still alive, super strong, and on a mission to find the T. Veronica.
Wait, why is he super
Turns
strong?
out his plan was to be killed by the Tyrant so he could reach his full potential of some experimental virus he had or something like that. They both make their way to Antarctica, and Chris finally reunites with Claire, who then defeats a now very powerful Alexia before escaping as the facility, you guessed it, self-destructs.
Chris!
Hey, you know that I always keep my promises.
Oh fuck!
Oh, and Chris and Claire vow to take down Umbrella. You seeing a pattern here?
There's still something we've got to do.
Yeah, I was gonna say it seems like a lot of the same stuff happening.
Yeah, it's payback time. We've got to destroy Umbrella. Now, let's finish this once and for all.
Right, Resident Evil 9, here we come.
Resident Evil 4.
6 years have now passed, and Umbrella is now long gone due to a government suspension and a stock value crash. Basically, the lamest way possible for a big bad to go out. Leon Kennedy, the once rookie RPD officer, is now a government agent who's sent on a mission to rescue the president's daughter Ashley from her kidnappers in rural Spain. Leon discovers that not only are her kidnappers a cult called Los Illuminados, but they're also infected by a brand new mind-controlling parasite called Las Plagas.
Oh,
During
what
the rescue, Leon coincidentally bumps into an old flame, Ada Wong.
You can stop right.
Wait, what? I thought she died.
Leon. Wouldn't make me use this. Would you?
Who turns out to not be dead and is once again on the hunt for a virus.
Hey, how'd she survive?
Ashley, Leon confronts the cult's leader, Sadler, and with the help of Ada, they defeat him. Bringing down the parasite and all the hordes he infected.
I'll give you a holy body.
Ada, once again showing her true colors, takes the Las Plagas sample and escapes by helicopter.
Yeah,
but not
my
before,
bad.
yep, setting the base to
What
self-destruct.
was Ada's whole mission though? Was it to take it and then to sell it to somebody? I think that's what it was. So I'm guessing she's probably still doing the same thing, just trying to get a buck.
I don't understand. Why would she just...
Gotta move. Island's gonna blow.
It's gonna what?
Leon and Ashley managed to escape very dramatically on a jet ski and appear to ride it all the way back from Spain to the US. I mean, they probably just went back to the mainland and took a more traditional route, but imagining they jet skied across the Atlantic is funnier. So let's say they did that.
Resident Evil Revelations.
Shortly after the events of Resident Evil 4, we're finally reunited with our original protagonists, Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine, who are now involved in a new investigation into bioorganic weapons, which results in them discovering a new strain of the T-virus called T-Abyss, a weapon that the latest new evil organization Veltro plans to use, infecting 1/5 of the world's oceans. Ultimately, there's a lot of betrayal and evil plots here, with names and organizations that mostly don't feature in the wider series, except for one, the BSAA, short for the Bioterrorism Security Assessment Alliance. Chris and Jill are founding members, and this new organization's motives become the driving force for these characters going forward. Naturally, Chris and Jill survive the events of Revelations, taking us directly into the next chapter of Resident Evil.
Was this around 6 now?
Resident
Oh, 5.
2 years after Resident Evil 4, our original bad Wesker is still on the loose. Chris and Jill, now under the banner of the BSAA, follow a lead towards Umbrella's founder Oswald E. Spencer, but instead run into Albert Wesker, who has killed Spencer.
Oh, okay.
Wesker, seemingly even more powerful than before, and now dodging bullets for
You're a
fun,
fucking
is more than
vampire?
a match for Chris and Jill. To save Chris's life, Jill sacrifices herself, sending both her and Wesker to their deaths. Chris,
What?
understandably, is a bit sad.
No! See, now I kind of gotta play these, bro. What?
Almost
Please tell me
3
Jill
years
comes
after
back
Jill's
somehow.
death, Chris is tasked with apprehending terrorist Ricardo Irving, who is selling
Okay, so
bioorganic
this one.
weapons
Okay, I
in
should have said.
Africa.
I technically played some of this one too because this one used to have a demo back on the 360 that you could play co-op with like a friend online, and you could only play like the same like mission over and over. But I did that, so I kind of know this one because I specifically remember the combat kind of because like you would have like a pistol with like a laser on it, and yeah, that's about it. But it was fun.
Wow, perceptive, aren't ya?
Along with his new partner Sheva, Chris discovers that the locals are infected by a modified Las Plagas parasite. Chris is also informed by the BSAA that Jill could still be alive.
See, I knew it.
After
Yeah,
defeating
yeah.
a mutated Irving, Chris and Sheva learn that
What's up?
Tricell, the company
Look, this is the one thing is like, and this could just be something that they don't show in this timeline, but they got to give better explanations as to how these people survived, other than just like, oh, they survived, you know, like years later. Because right now it just seems like some crazy BS. But again, when you play the game, they probably have a better like explanation.
that funds the BSAA had taken over Umbrella's seedy work in conjunction with a, would you believe it, still alive Wesker, who's been conducting
Bro.
human experiments.
Okay, nah, I need explanations.
Unfortunately, one of his victims is Jill, who is also still alive and now under
Oh.
Wesker's control.
Okay, there's my explanation. She kind of looks like Zero Suit.
Chris and Sheva manage to subdue Jill and remove the mind control device before it's too late. Wesker tries to flee on a bomber, which crash lands into, of all places, a volcano.
Yeah, see, these look fun, bro.
After some brief boulder punching, Chris and Sheva finally kill Wesker once and for all. And all is well in the world, for now.
Hey, who was punching boulders?
Time's up, you son of a bitch.
Okay, so Jill's back.
Resident Evil Revelations 2.
Claire Redfield, younger sister of Chris and now a member of TerraSafe, an anti-bio-terror company, once again finds herself trapped on an island with her new partner, Moira Burton, daughter of Barry Burton. Remember him? He's the
No.
Jill sandwich guy.
He would have fit nicely into a sandwich.
This island, an
What?
abandoned prison, isn't a nice place to be. While being stalked by mysterious monsters are directed around this labyrinth by someone known as the Overseer.
Who the f is quoting poetry?
Are you afraid?
After all the typical Resident Evil hijinks involving other survivors, shady corporations and betrayal, it's revealed that the Overseer is called Alex Wesker. Although she
Oh
does
my
share
gosh.
a surname though, she's not actually a relative of the infamous villain. Stay tuned for that later.
Oh,
But
boy.
rather a
Then why
kidnap-
would she have that last name? Like, what kind of choice is that as like the creator of the game? Nah, it's got to be something. Nah, no way.
child who was snatched for her talents and inducted into the Wesker Project, a sinister plot developed by Oswald E. Spencer to try and develop a race of superior beings using the T-Phobos virus.
Okay, never mind.
Another virus, blimey.
I have to destroy you!
Alex has been doing her own experiments on the prison island, injecting a virus into her victims and creating a fresh batch of monstrosities.
There's way too many
Eventually,
viruses to
Claire
keep
and
up with.
Moira corner Alex, and now, with nowhere left to run, Alex commits suicide. But not before, say it with me, setting the base to self-destruct.
Oh.
Claire manages to escape, but unfortunately Moira is trapped under rubble. Enter Big Daddy Barry.
Moira.
6 months pass before Barry reaches the island, desperately chasing Moira's SOS signal. But before finding his daughter, he runs into a still alive but mutated Alex Wesker.
It's not enough to live. I want to transcend.
We're sure
After
she's
more
not
survival
related.
horror hijinks, Barry eventually comes face to face with Alex, who's now heavily mutated into a final glowing orange target-covered form. Fortunately, both a still alive Moira and a returning Claire Redfield with a rocket launcher arrive to swing the odds in Barry's favor.
They love these rocket launcher finishes, bro. Damn.
In the epilogue, Claire receives a message about her brother Chris Redfield and his jaunt to China to handle another bioterror threat.
Yeah. Well, tell Pierce to look after him.
Bro, how much do you think they get paid
Next
for
up
this,
is
bro?
Resident
My
Evil 6,
goodness.
which features not one, but 3 interwoven campaigns, and it all gets very messy. Deep breath. Let's just get through this.
Resident Evil 6.
In 2012, a new virus surfaced from a company dubbed Neo Umbrella, led by someone who appears to be Ada Wong.
Yeah, I was about to say, that looks like Ada. Why do you say it appears to be?
Series newcomer Jake Muller is believed to be the key to the vaccine due to his antibodies. The reason Jake is immune is, well, because unlike Alex Wesker, he's actually Wesker's child.
Oh, okay. Well,
Wesker Jr.
Wesker? You lost me.
In 2013, the American president decides that enough is enough with all these bioterror incidents, and it's time to spill the beans about what really happened in Raccoon City. However, before he can, there's another infection attack, and the president, now a zombie, has to be taken down by his loyal agent and series favorite, Leon Kennedy.
Yep.
Ada Wong then arrives and tells Leon that National Security Advisor Derek Simmons is affiliated with Neo Umbrella, and behind the terror attack that zombified the press. Leon heads to China in pursuit of Simmons. Chris Redfield, now racked with post-traumatic stress and a thirst for revenge after his team was slaughtered by Ada, also heads to China, as does Jake, because, you know, plot.
Hell yeah!
Right, there's a lot going on here, so let's do this bit really quickly.
All right,
Chris
let's do
finds
it.
out Jake's true identity, and despite an awkward moment when Chris tells Jake he's killed his dad, they mostly work it out. Simmons dies, Chris's mate Piers is wounded,
oh, damn.
and then grows a new arm with the C virus and saves Chris. Jake kills his boss, who's not worth talking about, and we also find out that there are 2 Adas, one being an imposter called Carla, and that explains all
What?
the outfit changes, and finally all the good guys win and go their separate ways.
So
Basically,
was
a lot
that
is going
Carla?
on, and it's not very good, so maybe just ignore this bit.
President would have done the same.
Resident Evil.
Oh, here we go. So this is the one I played, but I never knew what was going on.
In 2017, Ethan Winters is searching for his missing wife, Mia, eventually following the trail deep into Louisiana, where he finds her imprisoned by a very odd and very disgusting family, the Bakers.
I loved this game, though. It was so fun. I was scared as hell.
Ethan is attacked and captured by Jack Baker, and then forced to join in with a vomit-inducing family dinner with his wife Marguerite, son Lucas, and an elderly woman.
Was that not the grandma, the elderly woman?
It turns out this family has been infected by something called mold, some sort of parasitic fungal virus that has the added benefit of resilience, but the downside of making you a bit gross. After escaping and managing to kill hideous forms of Jack and Marguerite, Ethan reunites with his wife and develops a serum to help shake off her apparent mold infection.
See, but then I remember in this one, somebody pops up. I don't remember who it is, and you have to choose between the wife and her.
After trying to flee on a boat, the vessel is capsized by a mysterious creature that turns out to be a girl named Evelyn, a bioweapon that Mia, who it turns out is a secret agent, was tasked with escorting. Turns out Evelyn was responsible for the Baker family's mind-altering
What did he just say?
a girl named Evelyn, a bioweapon that Mia, who it turns out is a secret agent, was tasked with escorting. Turns
But I never realized that Mia was a secret agent the whole time.
out Evelyn was responsible for the Baker family's mind-altering infection because she was desperate for her own family. You know, like all bioweapons are. Classic stuff.
Listen,
So they were a
Bill
normal
just lost
family.
family on her own.
Side note, you can also find a note from Alyssa Ashcroft in Resident Evil 7. Remember her from Resident Evil Outbreak? Turns out she's still a jobbing journo who's investigating the disappearances in Louisiana. After injecting Evelyn with a toxin, she reverts to her true form as the old woman at the baker's disgusting dinner. Turns out that she's been rapidly aging. Evelyn mutates
Bro,
into a giant blob
y'all probably like, Scoot, you didn't play this game if you didn't fucking know that. Bro, I promise you got played. But I was just playing the game. Like, I don't know, bro. I was just playing it. Like, so now, like, seeing... Okay, all right. That's crazy. I didn't realize that.
all classic Resident Evil bosses, and after a final confrontation with Ethan, with a little help from a recently arrived military squad, she's finally destroyed. In a final twist, the leader of the military squad is revealed to be none other than a very different looking Chris Redfield, emerging from a helicopter that's branded Umbrella.
Oh!
Evil 7.
Wait a minute.
After Ethan escapes,
Chris is working for Umbrella. I'm pretty sure they're about to explain that here, but, you know, as a reactor, I got to get my stuff in. But also, he didn't mention anything about the person when you have to choose between Mia and I don't remember who it was. There was like a random girl that pops up or something. You have to choose them because if I'm not mistaken, I chose the other girl. But I don't remember what the significance was. It must not have been important if he didn't mention it in this recap.
Chris and his team pursue Lucas Baker, who it turns out was never actually under Evelyn's mind control due to a serum provided to him by a new shadowy organization called the Connections. The Connections were...
Oh. Okay, see, I promise you, I would have paused more during these other ones if I would have known what the fuck was going on, if I would have played those. But, okay, because I'm trying to remember with the son in 7, he puts us through like some Saw-type puzzle, but I don't think we actually ever kill him. And yeah, I guess not because he was never like under the control. Yeah, he never turned into a monster or anything, now that I think about it.
Behind Evelyn's creation, and they were using Lucas to gather more data on her. But he also planned to betray his masters anyway. You know, like every Resident Evil villain ever.
Lucas!
After finally working his way through a series of traps, Chris manages to kill a mutated Lucas and finally returns to base for an urgent call.
Game over.
Ugh.
Resident Evil.
Okay, I played like maybe 2 or 3 hours
later,
of this one.
Ethan and Mia's Eastern Europe-based family Bliss is violently interrupted by the Hound Wolf squad, led by returning and turtlenecked Chris Redfield, who now oddly looks like he did before Resident Evil 7 again. Weird. Chris and his goons shockingly and mercilessly gun down Mia and then kidnap Ethan and his child, Rosemary.
What's up with Chris, bro?
What? Why? Ethan wakes to find himself stuck in a rural village and runs into terrified villagers who've been cowering from a horde of marauding lichens. Ethan, on a desperate quest to find his missing daughter Rose, works his way through the abandoned village and into a nearby castle inhabited by vampires. Most
What the fuck
notably,
is up with
an
Chris?
enormous goth mummy called Lady Dimitrescu.
Arr. Arr, arr, arr.
Oh, be careful what you wish for, Ethan Winters.
Lady D, along with a group of oddities, belong to a worshipping cult for Mother Miranda, a godlike, mold-infected leader, who, in a quest to bring her daughter back to life, ended up becoming consumed by the infection and spreading it to her 4 elevated lords and houses. In his journeys, Ethan discovers a crest for these 4 lords that looks eerily similar to Umbrella's logo. Hey, remember them? Ethan's journey to rescue Rose and take down Miranda's lords eventually leads him to Chris Redfield. Chris explains that the Mia he gunned down wasn't actually Mia at all, but rather a shape-shifting Mother Miranda, who considered Ethan and Mia's daughter Rose to be the Evelyn successor based on the fact that both her parents were infected by the mold.
She changed her appearance and pretended to be Mia. Seems she also survived being shot, so now I'm here to finish the job.
Okay,
Rose
Chris is
was
chilling.
born with unique properties, and after Miranda finally confronted Ethan in her true form, she explained that the mold would help rebirth Rose as her daughter Eva. Miranda then, without hesitation, rips out Ethan's heart.
Miranda, you coward! Come out and face me!
Bro, Ethan dies?
Don't worry. Your death will come quick. You will join the Megamycetes records.
Chris and the Hound Wolf squad launch a full assault against Mother Miranda, battling through her waves of monsters and destroying a large mold barrier that's now protecting her. Once inside, Chris and the team discover a large mold root that's called the Megamycete. That turns out to be the source of the mold that's plagued the village, but also the Baker family in Resident Evil 7. Turns out the Megamycete not only infects its victims, but it also absorbs their DNA and memories. Chris plants a detonation device, but before destroying the mold once and for all, decides to pass through Miranda's lab for one last lore dump. He discovers the entirety of Miranda's plan and her quest to find a suitable vessel for her daughter Ava's consciousness to be reborn into. Miranda was also responsible for the creation of Evelyn, working with the Connections. Later in the lab, Chris discovers the biggest shock of all, when it's revealed that Oswald E. Spencer, founder of Umbrella, was actually a student of Miranda, and began work on the progenitor virus based on her teachings.
He was the one that Wesker killed, right? The old man? Okay.
Took inspiration from Miranda's 4 Lord symbol that Ethan discovered earlier. Not only was Miranda responsible for everything in Resident Evil 7 and Village, but she was also the inspiration that started it all. After Chris finally works his way through the exposition hallway, he discovers the true and very much alive Mia, who reveals that Ethan also isn't quite dead yet.
Yeah, of
It's
course.
revealed that Miranda didn't kill Ethan. Jack Baker did, way back in the start of Resident Evil 7.
Hey,
Ethan
what?
was infected by mold, which had been keeping him moving this entire time, and explained how a man could regularly reattach body parts.
Oh,
with just a bit of evil
yeah.
juice.
I just thought that was like just some
Despite
magic
this,
juice.
Ethan is falling apart, but can muster enough for one last stand with Mother Miranda.
No,
Whereupon defeating
Ethan
the
is
big
gonna
bad
die.
once and for all, he manages to pass his daughter to Chris and take ownership of a detonation device that would destroy the village, the mold, and himself once and for all.
No.
Ethan triggers the explosion as Chris, Mia, and Rose escape.
We never even get to see what Ethan looks like, do we? I liked Ethan.
In 2037, and
What
now
the fuck
much
was she?
older
Wait,
Rose
hold on, bro. What the fuck was she doing in that little background image, bro? Oh my.
In 2037,
Oh my
much
God.
older Rose is learning about her abilities, one of which is the power to connect with a surviving piece of the mold root recovered from the incident 16 years prior. After jacking in, Rose enters a new realm, full of the memories from the victims the Megamycete had consumed. Rose then takes a jaunt through a version of the village, guided by a spirit called Michael, who ends up being Ethan's remaining consciousness.
Okay,
She's also
I
taunted by
figured
the
that was
trapped
probably gonna
consciousness of Mother Miranda, who is desperate to escape the realm. With the help of Ethan and her newfound abilities, Rose manages to defeat Mother Miranda and share one last moment with her father before she returns to the real world.
But they're still not showing his face.
I love you too, Dad.
In the aftermath, Rose visits Ethan's grave while shadowed by a mysterious agent who calls her Evelyn. And after threatening him, Rose reveals that she has abilities that even Chris doesn't know about.
Oh, it's just a joke, Rose.
That's not no fucking joke calling her Evelyn.
Chris doesn't know what I can do.
We have a clear shot.
Stand down.
And that's it. The entire plot of Resident Evil
All
that
right.
matters before
Oh,
we dive into Resident
what about
Evil
Requiem? I don't know who's in
we
Requiem.
skipped over some bits
I know
here or there,
Leon,
but there's
but-
a lot to cover in the wacky world of Resident Evil.
Man.
Now, excuse me while I set my base to self-destruct and vow to get my revenge.
All right, bro. They didn't really tell me what was going to be happening in Requiem. I obviously got to play to know, but I still kind of like want to know what's going on. I know Leon's in there, and there's some girl who's in there, but I don't know who it is. But maybe I'll know who it is now since I watched this Lord Rose, most likely. That would be cool. Okay. All right. I got a good understanding. I thought I was going to be confused, but after a while, I got a good understanding of like what was going on and everything. It honestly just makes me want to like play the games and like experience all that stuff. Like I said, I played 7, played a handful of 8, like a decent amount of 8, maybe a third. I'm not sure. And then I played like an hour a piece of like 2 and 3, like the remakes. Like I bought them, but I didn't really touch them. Anyways, if y'all would like to see me play 9, let me know. Let me know if I missed anything. Let me know just anything, bro. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And either way, whether y'all say y'all want me to play 9 or not, I'm playing it. So I guess I will catch y'all in a week when it releases.
Sounds that you heard today have brightened up your entire week. So, with that being said, take care, and we'll see you tomorrow.